In the heart of London during the Victorian era, ruled King Edward Blackwood, a just monarch respected by his people. However, behind the closed doors of the palace, King Blackwood hid a dark secret. The king had made a pact with a mysterious clockmaker who lived in the shadows of the city. In exchange for a life of prosperity and power, the king had agreed to surrender 1 hour of his life each night at 12 o'clock. The clockmaker, who called himself the Time Master, had created a magical clock that absorbed the king's hour of life and used it to power a mechanism that controlled the flow of time in the city. The king had believed the pact was a good idea at the time, as the city was mired in poverty and despair. But as the years passed, he began to notice that each night, after surrendering his hour of life, he experienced strange visions and dreams. In them, he saw a mysterious woman who seemed to be trying to communicate with him. As the nights passed, the king realized that the woman of his dreams was actually a historical figure who had lived centuries before. The woman, named Elizabeth, had been a powerful and wise queen who had ruled with justice and compassion. Then the king began to question the pact he had made with the clockmaker. Why was he giving up his life in exchange for power and prosperity? What was the point of living a life without purpose or connection to others? The king began to feel empty and alone despite having everything. The clockmaker became enraged and threatened to destroy the city if the king did not keep his end of the bargain. But the king remained steadfast, and instead he began searching for Elizabeth in the real world. After a long search, the king finally found a woman who resembled Elizabeth. She was a theater actress who had been playing the role of the queen in a play. The king was drawn to her, and together they began working to undo the damage caused by the clockmaker and restore the balance of time to the city. The actress, whose name was Sophia, was an intelligent and passionate woman who shared the king's vision of a more just and equitable city. Together, they worked to free the city from the clockmaker's control. The king and Sophia realized that their connection ran deeper than mere physical attraction. They shared a common vision for the city and a passion for justice and equality. The king felt renewed and revitalized and began to see the world differently. Finally, after a long and difficult struggle, the king and Sophia managed to defeat the clockmaker and destroy the magic clock. The city of London was transformed into a place of hope and renewal, and the king had learned that true power did not come from a magic,